Hi, Tyler. Just want to get your reaction to the DiJonai ejection and what you saw happen on that play.
In the moment, I thought that she made a play on the ball. I didn't think it warranted a flagrant-two. I didn't see the replay, when it happened. So that was my initial thoughts. But the officials made what they made. I haven't looked at that play since, so I really don't know if it was justified or not. But that's what I thought.
I put together a little clip of DiJonai Carrington, who is definitely one of the dirtiest players in the WNBA.
Yeah, so Carrington is a dirty player, probably the dirtiest player in the league. And then she has the audacity to go online right after her ejection and claim that she got ejected because of racism.
And then Cunningham gets into the face.
Welcome back to the Clark Update, your go-to source for the latest WNBA news and major breaking stories. We have another massive update lined up for you today, and we hope you guys enjoy this video. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's jump right into the action. Word is the Chicago Sky head coach has suspended star guard DiJonai Carrington after her heated clash with Indiana Fever standout Sophie Cunningham. This discipline follows what many fans are calling an outright fight during their high-stakes matchup. Tensions boiled completely over, triggering a flagrant foul call that has since erupted into a massive league-wide controversy. Meanwhile, the WNBA is actively investigating reports of abusive comments from fans. The league made that announcement right after the game, but things have taken a wild turn now that DiJonai Carrington is facing internal discipline from her own squad. Insiders close to the team suggest this suspension isn't just about what happened on the hardwood. It also points to DiJonai Carrington's behavior after the play, including how she handled the resulting investigation. The wild confrontation that sparked this heavy decision went down in the third quarter of what was already a deeply physical and intense matchup between Chicago and Indiana.
These are the plays. Look. Yanking her down. Oh, that's a basketball play, y'all. And tell me if you notice a common denominator. Look. Basketball play, look. Basketball play. I didn't know you can rip somebody's hair out. That's a basketball. Look. Ankle injury. That's a basketball play, y'all. Look. Poke right in the eye. It's not this many basketball plays in the world. There's not this many coincidences in the world. She went up like this and came down like this and poked an eye. Knocked her all upside her head. Now she got seats. Like, this is what you call a track record. Look. Not even going for the ball. Like, come on.
But that's what DiJonai Carrington does.
After DiJonai Carrington went after Sophie Cunningham, Cunningham jumped right back up, and the two immediately got into a heated confrontation. To keep things from escalating, players from both squads rushed over and stepped in to separate them. The whole arena turned incredibly tense as teammates scrambled to keep Sophie Cunningham and DiJonai Carrington apart. The Indianapolis crowd erupted into a massive chorus of boos aimed at DiJonai Carrington, sparking a hostile environment that people would later view in totally different ways depending on their own perspective. With the Indiana Fever running away with a blowout win, the drama seemed like it would stay on the floor. However, within hours, social media was flooded with allegations that Fever fans crossed the line, turning enthusiastic support into abusive behavior targeting DiJonai Carrington. The WNBA quickly launching an investigation validated these serious claims in the eyes of many, despite serious questions about their truth. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and any form of discriminatory behavior, the league announced, paving the way for one of the most divisive stories in recent basketball history. But the narrative has taken a sudden twist, with the Chicago Sky head coach deciding to suspend DiJonai Carrington. According to team sources, the franchise was deeply embarrassed by the whole ordeal, feeling that DiJonai Carrington's actions during and after the matchup fell way short of professional standards.
Carrington made a basketball play, and the refs made a basketball ruling. So can we stick to basketball for a moment? Basketball play. She was attempting to go for the ball. At least she said so. She missed, and she missed egregiously. She missed, and she flagrantly hit Sophie Cunningham in the head. Now, flagrant-two, by definition, if you hit somebody with so much force that it could lead to injury, and if it doesn't appear to be a play on the ball. Though DiJonai's intention was to play the ball, her impact was all on Sophie Cunningham's head.
Reports state that the suspension is indefinite, and DiJonai Carrington must meet specific behavioral guidelines before returning to the active roster. The sudden decision by the Chicago Sky organization to suspend DiJonai Carrington comes right after they issued a statement that many believed doubled down on allegations from a fake Twitter post regarding Indiana Fever fans. This obvious contradiction has caused many to suspect that the suspension is actually about damage control rather than any real disciplinary issues, especially with the team facing heavy backlash for pushing fake rumors about Fever fans. Over at ESPN, coverage has been massive, leaving talk show hosts totally split on whether the penalty actually fits the crime. Stephen A. puts Chiney and Monica right on the spot, according to one headline, pointing to an intense broadcast where the hosts were pressed on how they spun the drama and reacted to the suspension news. For the WNBA, this whole situation brings truly unprecedented challenges. The league itself has capitalized heavily on all the massive attention surrounding Sophie Cunningham. Her arrival and her fierce rivalry with established names like DiJonai Carrington have driven television ratings way up, sent social media views skyrocketing, and pushed women's basketball into mainstream sports talk like never before. Now, this massive drama and suspension threatened to completely eclipse the actual games. For DiJonai Carrington, this suspension is a brutal setback in what was shaping up to be a very bright WNBA career. After dominating at LSU and bringing home a national title against the Iowa squad led by Sophie Cunningham, she entered the league with massive expectations and a reputation as a fierce competitor. Today, she sits on the sidelines indefinitely, dealing with harsh questions about her court temperament and professionalism. Sophie Cunningham, on the other hand, keeps dominating the court, shattering records, and bringing massive new eyeballs to the league. Apparently, when you nearly take someone's head off, fans absolutely love it. We saw this when Sophie Cunningham flagrant fouled JC, with Sheldon acting as a protector for Caitlin Clark. Do you know what happened right after that foul? Within a single week, Sophie Cunningham gained 1 million TikTok followers and was celebrated as the team's ultimate enforcer. Just 1 week later, Ring handed her a massive endorsement. You all know how serious I am about defending my girls on court, but what protects my home court, meaning my actual house? The obvious choice is Ring. That is what happened for Sophie Cunningham. Nobody posted about white privilege on Threads right after that. And my only question with that is, which white privilege are you even talking about? The Chicago Sky must now play without a key starter, at least for now. How the team performs while DiJonai Carrington is gone will be heavily analyzed, alongside any comments from coaches or teammates about the suspension. If the squad struggles, massive pressure will likely build to bring DiJonai Carrington back ahead of schedule, no matter what benchmarks were originally laid out. For the WNBA, our biggest challenge is figuring out how to capitalize on the massive interest surrounding this Sophie Cunningham and DiJonai Carrington rivalry without letting it degrade into the petty off-court soap opera currently overshadowing the game. How the league handles the fan behavior investigation and DiJonai Carrington's suspension will determine if this dramatic era becomes a positive turning point or a cautionary tale. While fans and sports media process the news of DiJonai Carrington's suspension, the debate rolls on about what actually went down during and after the game. Game footage has been analyzed frame by frame. Eyewitness stories have been picked apart, and online posts are being thoroughly dissected to uncover what truly happened. The truth likely sits right in the middle of these competing stories. What we do know is that women's basketball has seized the national spotlight in ways once considered completely impossible. Our real challenge is turning this hype into long-term growth, not just temporary drama. That responsibility rests not only on the league and the players, but on broadcasters, online networks, and the fans themselves. As the season rolls on, everyone is hoping the focus shifts back to where it truly belongs, right on the court, where a brand new wave of elite athletes is completely changing the game and inspiring millions. This rivalry between Sophie Cunningham and DiJonai Carrington has the potential to become one of sports' greatest stories, but only if we let it grow naturally through pure competition, instead of letting it get overshadowed by suspensions, investigations, and endless off-court drama. Right now, the entire basketball community is waiting to see when or even if DiJonai Carrington will step back onto the court and how this suspension will impact her career moving forward, not just for the Chicago Sky, but for the entire WNBA. But as this narrative keeps unfolding, there is one major reality that is simply impossible to ignore. The WNBA is no longer playing in the shadows of the sports world. Now, every single matchup, every heated rivalry, every controversial call, and every post-game statement is under a microscope, debated, dissected, and analyzed by millions of passionate fans all across the entire country. What started as a simple on-court beef has quickly evolved into something much larger. And this sudden suspension of DiJonai Carrington has just written a wild new chapter in a story that already had the whole hoops world talking. But behind all the loud drama and media headlines, there is still an actual game to be played. We have athletes putting in work every single day, striving to perfect their game, compete at the absolute highest level, and build a lasting legacy for women's basketball. Sophie Cunningham still draws massive attention on the court, while DiJonai Carrington faces total uncertainty over what lies ahead. Whether this disciplinary action is just a temporary speed bump or something that fundamentally alters how teams and fans view her is still a wide open question. And that exact unknown is precisely what makes the upcoming chapter so fascinating. The Chicago Sky must keep pushing forward while managing the intense pressure mounting around the franchise, while the WNBA League office must carefully handle the explosive media attention surrounding its marquee players and biggest narratives. Meanwhile, fans will keep asking the specific questions currently dominating social media. What really happened? Was the penalty actually fair? Could this whole situation have been handled better? And most importantly, what happens next? These tough questions do not have easy answers, and the full truth might take a while to surface. But one thing is absolutely clear. Story not finished. As the schedule rolls on, every single matchup featuring Sophie Cunningham, DiJonai Carrington, or the Chicago Sky is going to draw a massive crowd. Every sideline reaction will be analyzed, every post-game statement dissected, and any split-second moment on the court could easily spark the next viral headline. And while controversy brings attention, the ultimate goal must stay the same: elevating the sport and giving women's basketball the respect, recognition, and platform it has rightfully earned. The next generation of superstars has officially arrived, proving beyond a doubt that women's basketball delivers the exact same passion, intense rivalries, and thrilling moments that sports fans have always craved. So now, the question is no longer whether people are actually watching. They absolutely are. The real question is what this chaotic moment will mean once the final buzzer of the season sounds. Will this serve as a major turning point that ultimately makes the league much stronger? Or will it simply go down as another brief media circus that dominated the news cycle? Only time will tell. Until then, the entire basketball world will keep watching very closely, waiting for that next big game, the next dramatic statement, and the next chapter. And if the drama so far is any indicator, the most explosive moments are still to come. So stay tuned, because this drama is far from over. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another major WNBA update. Because when the next chapter drops, we will be right here to break it all down.